Hello, everyone. We are Tangent, and we are your virtual accountability portfolio. My name is Stephanie, and I'm the CEO.
I'm Raghav, I'm the CTO.
Sharia, I'm the CFO.
I'm Raylene, I'm the CMO.
Wait, where's our COO, Neil?
Oh, hey guys, sorry I'm late. I just came back from the doctor's office.
Why? What's wrong?
Nothing much, I just got diagnosed with temiokaryosis. You see, temiokaryosis is a condition where the victim suffered from high levels of stress, anxiety, and severe back pain, and this all comes from carrying their teammates in a group project.
Unfortunately, temiokaryosis is a huge problem that has yet to be fixed. But no worries. We are the solution. We are Tangent.
Tangent is a platform that will revolutionize the way we think about group projects, making projects more efficient and accountable for you and your team.
After surveying over 200 students and teachers, we found out that 89% of students need an accountability tracker for group projects, and that 95% of teachers would like something to keep track of their students' accountability in group projects.
We see that both students and teachers need an accountability tracker, but there has yet to be a viable and sustainable solution. So this is where we introduce our Tangent solution, two unique functions to combat accountability issues and increase team morale and productivity.
Our first main feature is a points accountability system. It's a specific marker that tells you, your group mates, and your teacher how much you've progressed and contributed to the group project. You'll receive points based on the timeliness of completing your part and the peer evaluations after your project is finished. You can then accumulate these points to receive incentives from your teacher or amongst your own group. Our second main feature is the accountability grade. This grade will have an objective factor, which sources data from Google Docs and Classrooms, taking information like characters written, time spent on the document, and many other variables, and will then run it through a k-nearest neighbor machine learning algorithm, in which the data points provided are compared to preset data points, as well as the data points of your teammates. As we continue to accumulate more users, our k-nearest neighbors algorithm will become more precise, improving our project. In addition to the objective factor, Tangent also creates the accountability grade through a subjective factor, peer evaluations from your teammates. Using the standard A to F grading scale, the Tangent accountability grade will demonstrate what kind of teammate you are to the rest of your classmates, showing if you're a slacker or if you go above and beyond in pulling your weight for the team. The next major question we must answer is if our project is feasible or not. The answer is a definite yes. I won a $6,000 grant from my high school, who was also one of our initial customers, to help produce the platform, and up to $5,000 from winning our chapter finals. So after the finals, we haven't stopped. We've used this money to hire two very experienced coders, Sakar Jain and Aki Kishore, to assist us with our programming. We've also received support and letters of interest for beta testing from our target market in high schools in Southern California, and we've made significant progress developing our web and mobile platforms of Tangent.
We have been actively working on the development of Tangent and consulting our target market to receive critical feedback to improve it. For example, teachers have expressed their interest for ease of use across different platforms, so we reflected that change with an integration with Google Classroom into Tangent. We are also in contact with Carnegie Mellon University professors who have conducted extensive research in the fields of team management, collective intelligence, and organizational behavior to assist us. Here are just a few letters of interest from teachers and principals at Beckman High School, Irvine High School, Portola High School, Tribuca Hills High School, and El Modino High School. We already have 4 local high schools in Orange County, Beckman, Irvine, Portola, and El Modino High School on board for our beta testing. Students and teachers will have access to the full version for free for an entire school year, and throughout the testing period, we'll be collecting data on user usage. At the end of the beta testing period, we will send out a survey to both the students and teachers to receive feedback to ultimately improve and release a better Tangent.
Here we have the mobile UI designed for Tangent. This is the web UI designed for Tangent, and this is the UI for the teacher home screen.
So when doing our competitor analysis, we found that Monday, Trello, and Smartsheet were the most similar to our product, but all 3 of these companies were virtually the same. And despite being the 3 closest products to ours, Tangent was still very different. We checked if they had a point system, a submission verification, an accountability grade, or if it was designed for high school students, and the answer to all 4 of these questions were no. We are unique by design. The generic team accountability features like progress bars and schedules to keep everyone on track is necessary for every team management app, but we go beyond that and make sure that accountability is both maintained and validated.
So how will we promote our product and who is our target market? Our mass market are primarily high school students and teachers, along with the schools and districts who will pay for Tangent.
Within our specific market, we found there is 1.2 million high school students and teachers in Southern California, 8.9 million in the Western US, and 17.8 in the entirety of the US. So as Stefo said, we have already gained the support from schools in Tustin and Irvine Unified School Districts. These two school districts are both very influential and well-funded, so after seeing the success of Tangent, our product will gain more popularity and will spread to other districts in California. To gain other districts outside of California, we will also be communicating and later traveling nationwide to meet with principals and school boards. We will also be using social media channels to notify our users on updates, features, and to engage with them.
Now, let's take a look at our financial projections. Tangent's revenue stream is a subscription service for school districts where the starting price is $4 per user per year, so that all students and teachers in the district will have free access to Tangent. To come up with this price, we compared Tangent to services that target schools, such as Remind and Turnitin, and compared the feature set and convenience that they offer to Tangent. We have consulted with school board members about pricing, and they have agreed that $4 per user per year is a very reasonable price for a service like Tangent. We have targeted the Tustin and the Irvine school districts already, having commitments from multiple teachers at different schools in Southern California. Our first year will be completely dedicated to beta testing, giving our product for free in order to gain traction. But from there, through our aggressive marketing, we project that we will dominate in the United States market within 5 years, with our revenue quickly growing to $21.3 million as we penetrate deeper into the United States market. Our main COGS will be research and development, which cover our developer costs, server maintenance on Firebase, and App Store costs. As you can see, our margins rapidly increase to 78%, very healthy margins for a tech product. Our costs will increase per year, but so will our income. As you can see, we dedicated a significant portion of our funds towards marketing, for traveling to events, reaching out to districts, and a variety of other mediums of reaching out. Within 5 years, we'll be making $6.7 million, demonstrating that this is an extremely profitable business. Moreover, by year 5, our customer acquisition cost will be less than $5 per user, compared to our lifetime value of $40 per user, assuming our users stay with Tangent for 10 years.
Our long-term vision is to address the bigger problems society faces and help everyone, because the reality is that team eukaryosis actually affects everyone. Unfortunately, everyone has to carry their team at some point. So Tangent's ultimate goal is not only to end team eukaryosis for high school students, but for everyone.
Tangent will become the virtual accountability portfolio that will ultimately become a core part of your college application and resume in the future. Colleges are now putting more emphasis on how a student contributes to the community rather than their test scores. As a result, Tangent offers a lifetime value for the students because we are quantifying soft skills that are necessary for the professional industry. So compared to the SAT score or your college GPA, our accountability grade and portfolio becomes more valuable as time passes. A student can prove to colleges and companies that they're a great candidate because of the proven good work ethic and collaboration skills through Tangent's virtual accountability portfolio. To put it to perspective, what we're doing is similar to how FICO created a standard of measurement for credit score, but instead we create a standard for accountability in the school environment and beyond.
With the coronavirus pandemic, we're all going virtual. However, with distance learning, it becomes more difficult to hold our peers accountable because there is no viable online resource that can hold and track our accountability. The current crisis causes unprecedented changes, but Tangent will allow us to adapt. As we return to school in the fall, we need Tangent to hold us accountable and validate our credibility beyond the classroom setting.
Moreover, the UC system and other colleges have already announced that they will not be requiring the SAT or ACT scores for the next 2 years at a minimum, which means even more emphasis will be placed on extracurriculars. This will even further increase Tangent's importance as our team accountability platform.
In the long term, our market will have grown from 17.8 million high school students and teachers in the United States to over 800 million high school and college students, teachers, and professors worldwide. Our exponential growth is very appealing, so these 3 companies may be potential acquirers in the future. Our ask is $750,000 in exchange for convertible notes at a 25% discount. As we don't have a market value yet for Tangent, we offer convertible notes that can be liquefied in the future.
We're very thankful to our strong board of advisors who have assisted us in multiple ways.
Join Tangent to help fight and end team eukaryosis today.
Thank you all for listening to our presentation and for expressing your interest in Tangent. We hope you have a wonderful day.
All right, great job. Thank you, Team Tangent. Vineet, you have the first question whenever you're ready.
Yeah, so excellent presentation. Just a quick question. Your ask is $750,000. What are you going to do with it?
Our CFO, Sharia, will answer this question.
So if you look at our expenses in the first year, we'll be using that for primarily sales and marketing development and our general and administrative costs in order to get an address, domain, search engine optimization, and other things. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I thought you've done any financials or any breakdown or something else. So otherwise, fine. Thank you.
All right, Tarek, you're up next.
Yeah, so the users are primarily the students, I understand. They can kind of hold each other accountable, but do the teachers also use this? Like, this doesn't feed into school grading, so the teachers just look at it for fun or just for an insight as to what's happening with the projects, right?
The teachers will actually have a teacher account or an educator version where they have access and they can assign projects via Google Classroom, and that will be transferred onto the Tangent platform. So the teachers, this actually is helpful to them as well, because at the end of each project, they receive an accountability report that shows each student's contribution to the team project, as well as their accountability scores and what they did throughout the entire process. So teachers will receive a condensed report that tracks everything down for them, and that also eliminates any problems of which student did which part and what grades the teacher should give, so that each student has a grade that is correspondent to the amount of work they did.
In high school projects, at least in the ones that I've completed at school, there's always a second portion of how much have you done to the project. So there's always a group score and an individual score. Our goal as Tangent is to make sure that an individual score is actually representative of how much work you've done to the project.
Thank you.
Excellent. Priyanka, you have the next question.
Excellent presentation. My question is about, so you had a slide where you were showing projections for the next 4 or 5 years. And it was a $4 per user per year, and your cost of acquisition was $5 per user per year. These are focused mainly on high school students, so they stay for just 4 years. Have you looked at like how long you're going to have you looked at churn, which is how many users will leave the platform, and taken that into account? If you want to speak to that, give me some more details about that.
So for the $4 per user per student, that is for the high school. But however, in the long term, we do expect that these users will continue to use Tangent beyond the high school platform, as this becomes a virtual accountability portfolio, not just for your high school projects, for your college projects, for your team projects in your work environment. This is a virtual portfolio that keeps track of all your year's worth of projects, and it validates that you are indeed a good team player and that your work ethic is credible.
In addition, as seniors cycle out, as in like Stephanie and I were seniors this year, so we've cycled out and moved to college, but now another group of new freshmen is joining, and that's another set of team projects that need to be completed at the high school level. So we're not losing users as the switch happens. In fact, with the current trends in student enrollment, we're actually gaining users per year.
Great, thank you.
We've got some time left, so judges, follow-up questions.
Yeah, maybe you go back to the slides. I'd just like to see the sample screens if you have any.
If you want, and if we have time, I can actually share screens of the web platform that we've developed, more than just these screens. So I can show you an example of how everything connects.
We'll say if we have time.
A little less than a minute left, so if you're confident that you could do it within then.
All right, 1 second.
This is...
Let me just get that open for you. Let me know, are you able to see it?
Yep.
So if we go to the login section, sorry about this. If we go to the login section over here, we can log in as a student, and then you will see this. This is an example of my Tangent portfolio with upcoming deadlines, our current project, and accountability grade. You can see your classes. Oh, 1 second. You can see from your global finals here, if I click this project, I can add a file, browse, and submit my assignments.
That is time.